While you were on vacation on Monday, we talked to Aaron. And when he said, and I made him say it again because the service kind of cut out when he said it, and I knew it was a pretty important thing he said. I asked him about the full-time host. He said, I would love to be the host of Jeopardy going forward. And then he complimented me on taking a leap, and a lot of people thought what I did was stupid in there. And quietly, right, at night, it was hard not to think like, oh, this dude is going to retire, and this dude is going to be the host of Jeopardy. Like, maybe he plays one more year, then he's going to be the host of Jeopardy. It just quietly, I was starting to think that, especially how he crushed Jeopardy. Like, I was like, oh my God, this is what he's going to do. Then the Shailene Woodley live Instagram where he was like, I am not retiring. I was like, okay, that kind of puts a wrench in it. Then he said he could do both. So if he's not planning on retiring, or even has a thought of retiring, which he said on his Mrs. IG Live just yesterday, you would think that the contract would have to get handled then at some point. Because my thinking was, if he's going to retire after this year and be Jeopardy host, that's why the contract thing isn't happening, because he's already kind of, and that's why Mark Murphy's like, I can't talk about that or whatever, because that's not the case at all. He came out and said, so they have to get that thing done, don't they?
Well, yeah, but it's going to be tough. And the Jeopardy Jeopardy I don't think affects it at all. I think, what does it look like? He would love to sign probably like a 4-year extension or 5-year, and what are the Packers willing to do? Give him like 1 more year, 2 year? That's the thing. Like, if they don't fully commit to him as like finishing his career, why would he agree to it? Finishing his career in Green Bay.
There's so many things probably happening behind the scenes that we don't know about. But man, it is. You're talking about one of the guys, Mount Rushmore quarterbacks right now, who just had an MVP season, so he's not shitty. You know, this guy not shitty at football. This is nowhere near that. And with what you're seeing with Tom Brady at 43, 46, 40, 50, or whatever he's doing, you know, there's a chance with how Aaron takes care of his body and everything he does and his natural. He could play another 7 years easily another 7 years if he wants to. You would think with what you've seen around the NFL, you would want to take advantage of that. You just would want to take, but I don't know. It feels like it's not that way right now.
Well, because of the Brady situation, you got to get it done before the season. Because when you read the book, The Dynasty, Brady knew going into 2019 that this would be his last season in New England because of the fact that they wouldn't extend him past and give him guaranteed money like Rodgers is looking for. So if they don't get it done before the season, then it's safe to say Aaron Rodgers is probably playing quarterback for the New England Patriots.
Whoa. Come on.
Yeah, I said it. I said it and I meant it.
Okay, let's live in a fantasy land right now that isn't real, but since he brought it up, how many teams are interested in bringing in Aaron Rodgers immediately upon finding out that he's available?
31.
I think 30, probably, maybe 29, legit.
Yeah, but if there was a team where he said, hey, I want to go here, and name a starting quarterback that someone would be like, yeah, we could try to make it work. Maybe 2 years here, Aaron, and you can just take a break, whoever it is.
No, so they would definitely. So you would think Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City's locked in, $500 million. Brady. Tom Brady, you would think they'd be locked in. Now, what Herbert does this upcoming year is big deal. That's a big deal. But other than that, I think everybody would be like, well, we can go to the fucking drawing board. Can we get Aaron Rodgers on this team? But that's exactly what I thought would happen with Tom Brady, and it's coming out that people were interested more than it was being reported, but nowhere near as much as I thought, so I might be fucking wrong.
Well, and you never know what happens every offseason, too. Like, I never think that Russell Wilson would all of a sudden be possibly out of his way of Seattle.
He's there for the long haul, though. Go Hawks.
Well, yeah. They didn't show the next text being, you know, as long as Pete Carroll's done at the end of next year,
you're saying
I'm
Carlos.
here forever, you know?
AJ, but you're right, though. I thought this about Tom Brady, though, too. I was like, what, there's probably 4 teams that aren't at least thinking about this?
When are we saying this? When could this be a possibility, though, you're saying in this hypothetical that Aaron would be available?
Well, so it would have to be after this next year because all the guaranteed money's up. There's no way they go into a season with no guaranteed money. There's just no way that happens. So, and Mazzioana said this morning that there, in league some circles, there is not an expectation, but a real thought that with only 1 year, because we all know the guaranteed money, especially for the quarterback position, is all that matters. There's only 1 year left of guaranteed money. That might as well not even be a contract after that. So it feels like a lot of people are like, is this a real thing? Like, is he going to be potentially available after this season?
Well, think about how many teams get stuck in some bad cap trouble when they have a quarterback who they paid him to be a franchise quarterback, and it turns out they don't believe in him anymore. I mean, Jared Goff comes to mind. All these guys where they're willing to eat like big dead cap numbers aren't you willing to take a risk, take a flyer if your guy's Aaron Rodgers and say, hey, I don't know, maybe 7 years from now he'll get hurt and we'll have a big cap number on him, but hey, we're going to take the good times until then.
Hey, Aaron, we'll give you a 10-year, $500 million contract.
Yep.
Whenever you want to hang it up, hang it up. We'll just kick all this shit down the road, by the way, and we won't have to. We'll have you renegotiate. There'll be some signing bonuses. We'll do it. You see what Tom's been doing that? We'll just do that. And by the way, we're going to build this team for you now. We're going to build this thing. That could happen. And maybe Green Bay, by the way, is the team that's currently having that conversation. Maybe they are also having that conversation with Aaron. We are not 100% sure if that's happening.
Yeah, you would just think there's no way to defend not extending him coming off winning the MVP. Like, it'd be one thing maybe if last year there was still some like button to the heads with LaFleur or whatever and he didn't do what he did, but like unless you think Jordan Love can step in after this next year and immediately play like an MVP, there's just no way to justify not extending him.